This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Friday, the 9th day of January in the year 2026. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here is what we're tracking tonight. Preparation of the 2026 national budget has started, and the opposition APNU is griping that there has been no consultation with the opposition on the budget plans and programs. The budget is expected to be presented to the National Assembly before the end of this month or early February. Chairman of APNU and PNC Reform leader Aubrey Norton today expressed worry over the way the government may allocate resources in its budget.
The fundamental problem we face is the skewed allocation of resources into programs and projects that allow family, friends, and favorites to get rich. Now, could the government change that paradigm? No. It is very difficult for them to produce a budget that serves the interests of the people of Guyana.
Norton said it is not likely for the Irfan Ali administration to produce a budget that is based on equity. The 2025 national budget was pegged at $1.3 trillion, which was 20.6% bigger than the 2024 budget. More than $2.5 billion in oil revenue was injected into the budget. But while the government has boasted of advancing infrastructure development in the country, Norton said there has been a reckless spending of the oil resources, as citizens still face many challenges. According to him, between September of 2024 and September of 2025, the government spent 89% of oil revenues earned. He said as a result, the Natural Resource Fund has only grown marginally.
Attempt by the Minister of Finance to boast about the size of the NRF deliberately mislead the public. The reality is stark. Had it not been for statutory restrictions, the fund would have been nearly depleted under this wasteful administration. This is not fiscal stewardship. It is wastefulness, incompetence, and corruption masked by selective storytelling.
The APNU maintains that a percentage of the country's oil wealth must be saved for difficult times and future generations, while some must be invested and used strategically with transparency and accountability to uplift all Guyanese. Norton said it should not be rapidly consumed to prop up a government with no long-term economic vision. He said the situation is exacerbated by the potential negative economic impact on trade by recent geopolitical occurrences within Latin America and the Caribbean. More news coming up in just a moment.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look, you know the one, or one touch, even one word. It can start with one step, or one promise, one thrill, one first time, one deep breath, one leap of faith, one day to remember, or one night to forget. One moment, so many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life, just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Bristow Promotions, in association with the Caribbean Boxing Organization, alongside Guyana Boxing Association, present Caribbean Boxing Showdown, January 24th, 2026, live at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall, featuring Guyana's finest: Desmond Amsterdam, Terrence Adam, DeLon Charles, Quincy Gold, Edmund DeClue, Joel Williamson, and Jamal Eastman, taking on top contenders from across the Caribbean. Tickets $2,500, ringside $5,000. 2000, January 24th. For more information, log on to CaribbeanBoxingOrganization.com.
Ready to position your brand at the heart of the region's most influential energy event? The Guyana Energy Conference and Supply Chain Expo invites you to become a sponsor and connect directly with leaders shaping the future of energy and industry. Choose from 4 powerful tiers: Platinum, Diamond, Gold, and Silver. As a sponsor, your brand takes center stage, from live press conferences and magazine features to exclusive speaking opportunities and top-tier visibility across every major platform. Enjoy premium exhibition booths, media coverage, and access to hundreds of industry professionals and decision makers. Whether you want to lead discussions, host networking events, or elevate your brand presence, sponsorship puts your company at the forefront of opportunity and innovation.
Hi, miss. It's lovely to see you again. Here you go. Are you interested in purchasing the Christmas cookies? Sure.
Happy holiday, Mom.
Sometimes all it takes is a kind word, a gentle smile, a moment of care.
Did you have a medical trip today?
Oh, yes, I did.
At Massey Stores, the magic of Christmas isn't in the decorations. It's in the people who make you feel seen.
We finance everything with Courts Ready Finance. From educational expenses and those unplanned emergencies. Get it done with financing through Courts Ready Finance. All you need to apply is a valid ID, proof of income, proof of address, and 2 references. Get quick approval and flexible monthly installments, plus credit protection insurance. Apply in store or online at courts.com. Courts Ready Finance. Ready when you are. Conditions apply.
GECOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors, OLE. Anyone who became 18 years or older on December 31, 2025 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GECOM has posted the preliminary list of electors, PLE, in all of the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check if you are listed, and if so, whether your particulars are accurate. If you have changed your address since you were registered, you need to visit the GECOM registration office responsible for your new area of residence to apply for a transfer. Sunday, January 18, 2026 is the last day you can apply for a transfer during this exercise. For more information, contact the GECOM on 225-0278-9 or visit www.gecom.org.gy.
President Irfan Ali today oversaw the distribution of 125 titles to residents of Cotton Tree, West Coast, Berbice. This is the second such initiative for Cotton Tree, as 200 residents previously received titles to their lands. Delivering remarks, the president told the recipients that the land is not entitlement but a responsibility. Although persons have been living in the area for decades, the president promised more infrastructure work in the area to further increase property value, adding that the government sees land and its benefit as a gateway to prosperity for citizens.
Our approach is simple but powerful. Raise income, reduce burdens, create assets. And land ownership is central to that strategy. The People's Progressive Party civic government has a historic and proven record of expanding land ownership in Guyana. Tens upon tens of thousands of house lots have been distributed to ordinary Guyanese. Squatter settlements have been regularized, transforming uncertainty into security and fear into confidence.
President Ali said the distribution of the titles goes beyond human dignity and represents the creation of economic opportunities for the persons who are now owners of the land.
I am proud to be here. I am proud of what this represents. and I'm confident that the beneficiaries before me will turn these titles into tools for transformation. Because when people own land, they own a future. And when people own a future, Guyana moves forward.
Meanwhile, Attorney General Anil Nandlal, whose office was responsible for the process, described the process as historic, saying that for generations persons were living on the cotton tree lands with no formal document to show ownership. He said the government has stood all associated costs for the process to ensure that the families can have ownership to their lands.
And this achievement is significant. It changes the future of generations to come. And our government undertook this exercise free of costs. The government bore all the costs of this exercise.
According to the Attorney General, the process involved declaring the area a registration area under the Land Registry Act, surveying the parcels of land occupied by residents, and upon completion of the survey, submission of applications for title to the Land Court, which conducted hearings and took evidence of occupation before ownership was granted. Some 3,000 residents are earmarked to benefit from the exercise in Cotton Tree. Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, Senior Counsel Anil Nandlal, has announced that he is in discussions with the acting Chancellor of the Judiciary, Justice Roxanne George, to put a statutory framework in place to regulate juries in Guyana. He said the existing regulations governing juries in the country are outdated and are not governed by any statutory framework.
The Chancellor and I are discussing some type of statutory framework to regulate juries and the way juries function.
Mr. Nandlal made those comments while delivering remarks at a ceremony held by UNDP Guyana yesterday to hand over $400,000 worth of IT equipment and software to the local judiciary, the Home Affairs Ministry, and a number of law enforcement agencies. On the sidelines of the event, the Attorney General said Guyana may be the only country without a firm statutory footing to regulate jurors.
We need to revamp the jury pool. The jury pool is very, very old. We have dozens of new companies that have been incorporated, dozens of new agencies that have been established that are not in the jury pool. And then other countries have framework under which the jury operates. They take oaths of office. They you get protection and exemption from jury duty that is guaranteed to you by law.
The Attorney General also said the jury pool is old and outdated and requires updating.
And countries have gone in that direction. Guyana may be the only country that has this free framework without a form statutory footing. And I think we should correct that.
Mr. Nandlal said clear provisions must also be put in place for jurors to accommodate their movement and stay in the exercise of their duties. A number of other factors, he added, must be taken into consideration as the regulation is overhauled. He said the government will be presenting a new evidence bill to the National Assembly, along with other pieces of legislation in the coming months.
Looking for a reason to be happy in 2026? Mixmaster Tony has got the perfect one for you. January 9th at Everest Ground, Mixmaster Tony celebrates his birthday event called Smile. This one is the Tony and Friends edition, featuring Barry Hyde from St. Lucia, Dr. J.D. Soca Prince from Toronto, the Rhythm Master and the Spaniard from Antigua, and a major lineup from Guyana. Oh, and did I tell you? It's absolutely free. Table packages and VIP cabanas available. Just WhatsApp 620-4336. Smile 2026. Your New Year's resolution just got better.
Mixmaster Tony. Mixmaster Tony. Mixmaster Tony.
GECOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors, OLE. Anyone who became 18 years or older on December 31, 2025 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GECOM has posted the preliminary list of electors, PLE, in all of the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check if you are listed, and if so, whether your particulars are accurate. You can object to anyone who you believe does not qualify for inclusion in the OLE. To do so, you must be listed in the same divisional list as a person you are objecting to. You must visit the GECOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to make an objection. It is an offense to make false objections. The objections aspect of this exercise will end on Thursday, January 22, 2026. For more information, contact the GECOM on 225-0278-9 or visit www.gecom.org.gy.
This holiday season, we pause to reflect on what truly brings us together. It's the love and care we share in every interaction, not only within our teams, but also with our customers, partners, and suppliers. The way we collaborate across roles and organizations, supporting one another to achieve more. It's our shared responsibility to deliver excellence at every step. Through growth and continuous improvement, we move forward together.
Happy holidays from our Massey family to yours.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
Washi. Hi people. Washing made so easy since I found Washi. Washing me use wash me clothes and I can say Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder leave me clothes smelling nice, of course. So give thanks to Washi soap powder for doing my laundry right. Keep my clothes color bright. Have my clothes smelling nice for sure. I could not ask for more. Comes in lemon and original. It is a washing machine in a pack. Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder have my clothes smelling nice, of course.
Distributors located in the Stabrook Market.
Your business is built on hard work, vision, and the drive to succeed. At GBTI, we understand what it takes to grow. That's why we offer Grow, a small business service designed to help your business expand, adapt, and reach its full potential. From new opportunities to new milestones, we're here to support you every step of the way. Grow from GBTI. Progress starts here.
GECOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors, OLE. Anyone who became 18 years or older on December 31, 2025 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GECOM has posted the preliminary list of electors, PLE, in all of the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check if you are listed, and if so, whether your particulars are accurate. You can make a claim for registration, change or correction to your particulars, or you can object to the inclusion of anyone who you believe should not be on the list. If you are desirous of making a claim or objection, you must visit the GECOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to do so. Visit the GECOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to conduct any of the above transactions. All GECOM registration offices will open Mondays to Fridays from 8 to 18 hours, Saturdays and Sundays from 10 to 14 hours. For more information, contact the GECOM on 225-0278-9 or visit www.gecom.org.gy.
Turning now to the Mohammed's extradition matter. hours after telling Principal Magistrate Judy Latchman that he was unavailable on the 20th of January for the continuation of the extradition matter involving Nazar and Azruddin Mohammed, and as such agreed to dates in February, the Special Prosecutor Terrence Williams is now seeking the earlier dates. Principal Magistrate Judy Latchman on Thursday set the 5th of February for the continuation of the extradition hearing. However, in a letter to the clerk of court yesterday afternoon, the special prosecutor asked the court to reschedule the date for the continuation of the matter to be an earlier date. The committal proceeding in the magistrate's court adjourned early on Thursday after the prosecution introduced fresh evidence, even as the first witness was preparing to return to the stand. As she was preparing to adjourn the case, the principal magistrate proposed that it be adjourned to the 20th of January. But the prosecutor told the court that he was unavailable for that date, since he has a trial commencing on the 19th of January. It was later agreed that the case be adjourned to the 5th and 6th of February. But now the attorney is requesting the earlier date that he initially turned down. In the letter, he said in the circumstances and with due respect for the court's processes, he respectfully asks that the magistrate considers convening with notice to all parties to the earlier fixtured hearing date that is convenient to all parties and the court's diary. But the defense attorneys in the matter have told the court that they are unavailable for that earlier date that the attorney now wants to reschedule. They have explained that after the prosecutor's original position and agreement for the February date, they made other commitments. They said each of the attorneys is unavoidably bound by certain engagements which can admit of no rearrangement and would in any event be absent from the Georgetown jurisdiction for a major portion of the suggested period. The lawyers said in the circumstances they are unable to agree to the new dates proposed by the prosecution. The court is to decide on the way forward. After being pressed by news source for several days, the Guyana Police Force in a statement early this morning revealed that between the 1st of January and the 31st of December 2025, a total of 130 murders were recorded in the country, an increase over the previous year's figures. The police force's statement also revealed that a total of 124 fatal accidents were recorded in 2025, resulting in 137 deaths. In total, news source understands that for 2025, Guyana recorded 2,179 road accidents, with 81% of those accidents not requiring medical attention. The traffic department has already indicated its plan to redouble its efforts to address the reckless use of the roadways. This morning, the Guyana Police Force said its annual crime and traffic statistics are subject to a structured process of compilation, verification, and approval prior to public release, adding that the process is essential to ensure that all figures are accurate, complete, and fully reconciled across all divisions. The police force also stated that while crime trends and provisional data were presented during the Christmas policing briefing in November of 2025, the reporting year was not yet formally closed, and the data was still undergoing final verification. The police force said it is committed to releasing accurate and verifiable information to the media. During the Christmas police briefing, the crime chief, Wendell Blanham, expressed concern about the rising murder rate in the country, especially as it relates to domestic murders, which he said had doubled in the country when compared to the 2024 figures. The new Bamia Primary School, which was being constructed by Statement Investments Incorporated, has been finally completed and handed over to the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development. The school was opened this week to students and teachers. The $346 million contract to construct the school, which was awarded in November 2021 and had been plagued by missed deadlines and multiple delays, was initially slated for completion in July of 2023. In early 2024, the government provided additional funding of $127 million to expedite the completion, with a scheduled completion date for April of 2024, but that date was also missed. As a result of the delays in the project, children in the catchment area were on a shift system attending school, and even when they were on that shift system, 3 and 4 students were forced to sit together. When Minister Malek Chan took over the local government ministry in September, she issued a deadline to the contractors and warned that the contract would have been terminated if that deadline was missed. the deadline was missed. But now completed, the company is describing the school as one of the most advanced schools in the country. Project contractor for the school, Kerwin Bollas, said that the company is extremely proud to deliver the project for the children of Linden and is grateful to the government of Guyana for the opportunity to contribute to national development. The new school features 44 classrooms, smart classrooms, a gymnasium, an auditorium with a performing stage, a library, a science lab, music rooms, sick bay with showers, and other amenities.
Bristow Promotions, in association with the Caribbean Boxing Organization, alongside Guyana Boxing Association, present Caribbean Boxing Showdown, January 24th, 2026, live at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall, featuring Guyana's finest: Desmond Amsterdam, Terrence Adam, Delon Charles, Quincy Gold, Edmund DeClue, Joel Williamson, and Jamal Eastman, taking on top contenders from across the Caribbean. Tickets $2,500, ringside $5,000. January 24th. For more information, log on to CaribbeanBoxingOrganization.com.
First-time homeowner, ready to build a dream house but worried about getting your plans approved? The single window planning approval system makes it easy. One application, one online platform, faster, simpler house plan approval. Visit our website to kickstart the process at singlewindow.chpa.gov.gy. No running around, no confusion, just clear steps and efficient service, all in one place. Apply, track, and get approved with confidence. The single window system, helping first-time homeowners move from planning to building the smart way. Single window planning approval system, designed for transparency, built for convenience.
GECOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors, OLE. GECOM has posted the preliminary list of electors, PLE, in all of the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check if you are listed, and if so, whether your particulars are accurate. Anyone who became 18 years or older on December 31, 2025, and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. If you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE, you are required to apply for registration if your name is not on the PLE, apply for a transfer if you have changed your address since you were registered, apply for a name change if you have changed your name, or apply for a correction if your registration particulars are incorrect. Any person applying for a change or correction to his or her particulars must provide the required original source documents: birth certificate and deed poll for a name change by deed poll, birth certificate and marriage certificate for a name change by marriage, divorce absolute in the case of a woman who is desirous of reverting to her maiden name from her married name, birth certificate, adoption certificate, or naturalization certificate for correction of minor clerical errors. Visit the GECOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to conduct any of the above transactions. The claims aspect of this exercise will end on Sunday, January 18, 2026. For more information, contact GECOM on 225-027-8-9 or visit www.gecom.org.gy.
Your business is built on hard work, vision, and the drive to succeed. At GBTI, we understand what it takes to grow. That's why we offer Grow, a small business service designed to help your business expand, adapt, and reach its full potential. From new opportunities to new milestones, we're here to support you every step of the way. Grow from GBTI. Progress starts here.
Fruitopia, Fruitopia, it's a drink that's hype. Citrus punch, fruit punch tastes nice. Guava, pineapple, that give me a vibe. We don't want nothing less compared to the rest. Fruitopia the best. Quench any thirst when it comes to the test. Perfect thing for my lunch. Flavors pack a punch. Fruitopia, Fruitopia, it's a drink that's hype. It's citrus punch, fruit punch tastes nice. Fruitopia, the drink that rocks your lunchtime.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Guyoil is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Gaya's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. Gaya Oil has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
With your regional and international news tonight, I am Svetlana Marshall in the region. U.S. President Donald Trump said he had canceled the second wave of attacks on Venezuela following cooperation from the South American nation. The president said today that Venezuela was releasing a large number of political prisoners as a sign of seeking peace following last week's dramatic U.S. military operation that resulted in the capture of President Nicolas Maduro. In a statement on Truth Social, Trump said it was a very important and smart gesture, adding that the U.S. and Venezuela are working well together, especially as it pertains to rebuilding in a much bigger, better, and more modern form their oil and gas infrastructure. Trump said because of the existing cooperation, he has canceled the previously expected second wave of attacks. Trump's comments come hours after he indicated in an interview on Fox News that Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado was coming to Washington next week after previously dismissing the idea of working with her. The Republican president, however, had told the New York Times on Wednesday that the U.S. was getting along very well with the Venezuelan government led by acting interim president Delcy Rodriguez. Brazilian President Luiz Lula da Silva vetoed a bill seeking to cut former President Jair Bolsonaro's sentence. The bill, approved by lawmakers in December, was set to cut the former right-wing president's prison term to just over 2 years. Congress can still override Lula's veto. The bill also reduced sentences for those convicted over their roles in a January 2023 riot when Bolsonaro's supporters invaded and ransacked the presidential palace, Supreme Court, and Congress. About 2,000 people were arrested over the attack, which drew comparisons to the January 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol in Washington. Many of those in Brazil have been convicted by the Supreme Court of attempting a coup, among other crimes. Bolsonaro began serving his sentence in November. And finally tonight, international news. Iran was largely cut off from the outside world on Friday after authorities blocked out the internet to curb growing unrest as videos showed buildings ablaze in anti-government protests raging in several cities across the country. Rights groups have already documented dozens of deaths of protesters in nearly 2 weeks, and with Iranian state TV showing clashes and fires, the semi-official Tasnim news agency reported that several police officers had been killed overnight. In a televised address, the supreme leader vowed not to back down, accusing demonstrators of acting on behalf of opposition groups and the United States, and a public prosecutor threatened death sentences. The unrest has not mobilized as many layers of society as other bouts of protests in recent years. But the authorities look more vulnerable because of a dire economic situation and the aftermath of last year's war with Israel and the United States. While the initial protests were focused on the economy, with the real currency losing half its value against the dollar last year and inflation topping 40% in December, they have morphed to include slogans aimed directly at the authorities. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Svetlana Marshall, wishing you a safe and enjoyable weekend.